2x minus 6 over x squared plus x minus 12. That's question 9. On page 29 as well. Alright, in the rough work over here, we'll do the top bit. We'll factorise that. Alright, so there's only two items. So brackets, what number will divide into both of those?
2.
2 on the outside. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times
minus 3.
minus 3 is minus 6. Alright, so that's it, factorised. That's the top bit done. Alright, so I'm just going to, instead of 2x minus 6, I'm going to write this. The factors. No, I don't want you writing at all. Looking up. Pens down. I'm going to factorise this bit, the bottom bit now. Top bit done, bottom bit now. What number is in front of the x? What number is here?
Plus.
What number is missing?
4.
Okay, we'll factorise 12. 1 by 12, 2 by 6, 3 by 4. Which pair will give me
1.
1 if I add or subtract? So 4 minus 3 is 1. Alright, so I put the brackets down. X squared is x times x. 4 and 3. How do we get plus 1 with 4 and 3? So, how do we get plus 1? Plus 4 minus 3 gives me plus 1. How do I get plus 1? On the number line. Plus 4 minus 3 gives me plus 1.
No, but why did I do the 4 and 3?
I do the 4 and 3. Okay, alright. So if I multiply 1 times 12, so if I add 1 and 12, I get 13. Is that 1? 12 minus 1, I get 11. Is that 1? 12 minus 1 is 11. Does that give me 1? An answer of 1. Alright. 2 plus 6 is 8. Is that 1? 6 minus 2 is 4.
Oh, I get it.
Alright. 3 plus 4 is 7.
Oh, yeah.
But 4 minus 3 plus 4 minus 3 is 1, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Plus 4 minus 3. 1. Do you get that now?
Yeah.
Now, the final check is multiply plus 4 times minus 3 and I get minus 12. Right, so that's factorised. So I bring this bit over here. Pens down. Alright. So what did I say? X minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is, look it up, 1, isn't it? So basically that's 1. So they cancel each other. What am I left with? 2 over x plus 4. Pens down. Okay. Question 10. So from here on in, they're all the same. We have to factorise the top, factorise the bottom. Now here, watch. Here's a question for you. What do you think one of the when I factorise the top, what do you think one of the answers will be? One of the factors will be? One of the factors will be x minus 5. It probably will be. So looking up. Right, so I factorise 30. Looking up. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 5 times 6. Right, to get a 1.
Yeah, 6 and 5.
6 and 5. So plus 6 minus 5 will give me 1, won't it? So that's what I need. I need a plus 6 and I need a minus 5. If I add these two, I get plus 1. If I multiply them, I get minus 30. So I'll bring this over to the top. So I'll just leave that there. So when you do your sums, you should have the sum written out. You should have the rough work on the right, and then should finish off the sum. So the top bit is replaced by this. Top bit here is replaced by that. X plus 6 and x minus 5. On the bottom we have x minus 5. What happens with the x minus 5 divided by x minus 5? Put down that pen.
1.
1. So we've got x plus 6 over 1, don't we? Which is just x plus 6. Okay, anything over 1. So x plus 6 over 1 is just x plus 6. Alright? That was question 10. Question 11. A squared plus 2ab and 3a plus 6b. Right, we'll take the top bit. Pens down. Factorize the top bit. Right, so if there's two items, if there's two things, we always try and find what can I take out. So what will divide into both of those? A times what is a squared? A times what? So write the sign down. 2 times what? B. Alright, so that's the top bit. Done. Factorize. Looking up. Sitting up. Okay, now we'll factorize the bottom bit. So that's the top bit done. Factorize the bottom bit. 3a plus 6b. Factorize it. What divides into both?
3.
What's left? A plus 2b. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so that's the bottom bit factorized. Write it over here. What happens when you divide a plus 2b divided by a plus 2b?
1.
You get 1. What's left? A over 3. Okay? So that's the answer. Are they starting to get a little bit easier?
Yeah.
That's question 11. Question 12. Do you recognise what the top one is? The difference of? The difference of, what's it called?
3.
The type of sum? It's called the difference of two squares. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This is a square, this is a square. For example. X times x is x squared, isn't it? Minus 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so that's a square number. X squared is a square number. 9 is a square number. Right, and we have to factorize it. So 2 brackets. So this x goes in the first bracket. This x goes in the second one. This 3 goes here, and this 3 goes there. How do we get a minus? Plus and a minus, or minus and a plus, either or. Alright, so that's the top bit done, factorized. Over this. X minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is 1. Put your pen down. What's the final answer? X plus 3. Question 13 is also the difference of two squares. Put your pen down. Okay, the top bit is the difference of two squares. Why? Because a squared is a square number. Yeah, is 16 a square number? What is a square number? Oh, it looks like a square, doesn't it? Sides of the square are the same. That makes it a square, doesn't it? And a times a. So what's the factors? A goes there, the other a goes there. 4 goes there, and the other 4 goes there. And we get a minus, plus and a minus. Right, so that goes on top. Replaces that bit. A plus 4, a minus 4. And factorise the bottom bit. 3a minus 12. 3 divide, bring 3 out. 3 times a is 3a. 3 times minus 4 is minus 12. Okay, so bring that over here. 3 bracket a minus 4. A minus 4 divided by a minus 4 is 1. Okay, 1 times a plus 4 is a plus 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So it's a plus 4 over 3. Starting to get it?
Yeah.
Put your pen down. You're sort of ruining the video actually by not paying attention and me having to tell you again and again and again to put your pen down. Right, question 14. Right, watch this now. It doesn't matter, n is written there, which might confuse some of you, but I can easily just use x because you're used to seeing x, alright? I can use x if you want. Is that any more difficult? No? So we'll just leave it as n, so. Okay. We can't factorise that anymore. We'll do the bottom bit. So the top bit can't be factorised anymore.
Why?
There's nothing will divide into both of them, will it?
3. Oh.
The top one. No. Now we'll factorise the bottom bit. N squared plus 18n plus 81. We write down the factors of 81. So 1 times 81. 9 times 9. Well, you know that 9 plus 9 will give you 18, won't it?
Yeah.
So n, 9, 9. We need plus 9 gives me 18. If I multiply plus 9 plus times plus 9, I get 81. Alright, so bring that over here. N plus 9. Alright, so this might confuse some students. So we can only cancel 1 above with 1 below. Alright. Okay, so it's the same as what we were talking about earlier. So this becomes 1, doesn't it? Over 1 over 1 is 1, isn't it? So 1 times n plus 9 is just n plus 9, isn't it? But we still have the 1 on top. So the answer is 1 over n plus 9. Yeah? Well, you have to. You can't leave a 0 on top because that number doesn't exist anyway. Okay, we'll take a step back. Alright, we'll just draw it bigger. Okay, so remember we said earlier n plus 9 divided by n plus 9 is 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 1. 1 is the same as 1 over 1, isn't it? Okay, so this 1 is on top, and this 1 is multiplied by n plus 9. What's 1 times n plus 9? Just n plus 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a 1 on top, isn't it? Yeah. Question 14, question 15. And then we'll stop for a second. Right, question 15. 4x minus 8 over x squared minus 4. So we'll factorise the top bit first. What divides into both of those?
4.
4 times
X.
x minus
2.
2. Top bit done. Now looking at this, what do you think one of the factors of the bottom one will be?
X.
X minus 2. Alright, so factorise the bottom bit. X squared minus 4. This is the difference of 2. This one is the difference of 2 what? What's it called? The difference of 2 squared. Right, because this is a square and this is a square number. X by x and 2 by 2. X, 2, 2 plus and minus. Right, so bring those two over here. What happens with the x minus 2 and the x minus 2? They become 1. 1 over 1. So it's 1 times 4. When you cancel like that, you're left with a 1 on top and a 1 on the bottom, aren't you? So 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times x plus 2 is x plus 2. That's that final answer. Maybe we'll just do one more. Question 16. Two x squared. This is just a harder one, so if you can do it, great. So we'll do the top bit. Pen down. Two x squared plus factorise the top bit. Alright, so the factors of 2x squared are 2x times x, aren't they? Factors of 3 are 1 by 3. Right, so we'll put 2x here and we'll put x there. We're going to use 1 and 3. So I'll try it this side first. 3 and 1. We do the test. See if it's right. So we got 3 times x is 3x. 2 times 1, 2x times 1 is 2x. How do we get a plus 5? I need a plus 3 and a plus 2 to give me plus 5. Top sign goes left. We'll test it out now. Bottom sign goes right. Okay. Does it work? The final test. Plus 3 times plus 1 is plus 3. Well, we need to get a minus 3. So that didn't work yet. So what we can do now is, we had a 3 and a 1. We'll put in a swap 3 and a 1. 1 and 3. And we'll do the test again. 1 times x is 1x. 2x times 3, 6x. How do we get a plus 5? Plus 6 minus 1. So the minus top sign goes left, bottom sign goes right. And the final test. Multiply minus 1 times plus 3. I get a minus 3, so that's correct. Okay, so this bit, this goes on top, alright? And on the bottom, we have 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1 divided by 2x minus 1 is? 1. So it's 1. 1 is the same as 1 over 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 1 times x plus 3 is just x plus 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over 1. Anything over 1, so x plus 3 over 1 is just same as x plus 3.